Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing this Get Ready With Me. It's going to be both a hair and makeup tutorial, so let's get started. So I'm going ahead and starting with priming my skin. I'm using the Tarte BB Cream in the color Fair, and I'm just going to apply that all over my face. I use a primer just to prolong the wear of my makeup since I will actually be wearing this look out, so I definitely want it to last all day long. So next up is going to be adding a foundation. I'm using the Makeup Forever HD foundation in the color 118 mixed with the Illamasqua Skin Base in White. And I'm just applying this all over, concentrating where I have the most discoloration. I get the most redness at the bottom of my cheek. So as you can see, that's where I start applying. And then as I have less product on my brush, I'm blending that upwards. I'm using a Sigma rounded kabuki to apply, which right now has been my go-to brush. So go ahead and get your foundation on and looking good. I like to then go over my makeup with a beauty blender. I just like the finish that this gives, so this step is completely optional, but if you want to see how I apply my foundation, that's what I do because I think it looks best if I go over with a damp beauty blender, just to really give it that airbrushed look. Now I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes. Use whatever primer you'd like. I'm using MAC Painterly Paint Pot and just applying this all over. I like this because it cancels things out. So now I'm using the Pixie Brightening Peach, and I'm using that to correct the under eye darkness that I have. So as you can see, I apply it and then I blend it out just over where it is the most dark. You're now going to want to go over with a concealer. I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I'm just applying that right on my eyes and then blending it with my finger. I'm then going to powder just to make sure that is set in place because we don't want any creasing. Now I'm taking a little bit of the OCC's John Doe, and I'm using that to quickly contour my face. I'm using the Naked brush from the Naked 2 palette because I don't like that brush. Now I'm just going in and blending this. I'm blending this with a Makeup Geek contour brush. You do want to make sure that you are blending pretty well, and also I'm only going to be using a cream contour, so if you prefer a powder, go ahead and do that. This is not going to be a time where I layer both, just doing a cream for today. That's kind of up to you. Creams work better if you really want to kind of blend that in and make it look a little more seamless. Powders can be a little more intense, but that is totally up to you, and you could skip this step if you wanted. I'm going to go ahead and powder my face. You can skip this if you have drier skin. I have oily skin, so not something I'm skipping in the summer. Now I'm going in with the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the color Medium Ash, and I'm applying that to basically the front of my brows and then blending upwards. Now I'm going in with the Dip Brow, and this is in the color Medium Brown, and I am doing this to the outer tails first to really just get that basically very extreme brow look, and then once I have less product, then I pull it through the front. I'm going in with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the color Ethereal Light. This is my finishing powder. I like that it kind of gives me a satin finish. Even though I've powdered my face, it's a little bit different. Now I'm using the Saucebox and Battle Lash palette. I'm using the color Vanilla, and I'm just applying that as a base shadow all over my eyelid, and I'm using a Sigma E60 to apply. Now I'm going in with the color Winter Brown, and I'm using a Hakuhodo 142, and I'm applying that all over my eyelid. We're basically going to be doing a warm smoky eye, so just apply that with windshield wiper motions all over, building a little more color into the crease. And just blend, blend, blend. We want this to be pretty soft and blown out, and bring a little bit under your eyelid as well with that brush. Then you're also going to want to go in with a smaller brush and blend even more of that same winter brown color under your lower lash line. Now I'm going in with the color Cinnamon. This is a really pretty warm color. It's similar to Max Brown Script, and I'm using that on that same Hakuhodo brush. And you want to concentrate this more on the lid. So at this point, we're basically building up color there. Then you're going to do the same step on the bottom with a slightly smaller brush. Again, keeping the color a little bit closer to the lash line this time. Now I'm going with a Hakuhodo 5523 to blend that out. And then lastly, I'm taking a bit of MAC Mylar to highlight, and I'm taking that on a MAC 239 and highlighting my brow bone and the inner corner. And now go ahead and tightline. I'm using the Benefit Their Real Liner. Just to add a little bit of black. Go ahead and give your lashes a good curl. I don't like to skip this step because I really like to open up my eyes, especially do this while if you are not going to be applying false lashes. Go ahead and add some mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black in Waterproof as usual. And then also the Matte Giga Black on my lower lashes. And then pop on some falsies if you'd like to. I'm using the Ardell Wispies because those are really light and easy to wear. And then take any chapstick that you may have on. I put on chapstick as I'm putting on my makeup so my lips stay soft. I'm using the NARS Satin Lip Pencil in Rikujin, and I'm just applying that all over. I like these because they are very easy to wear, and you can just kind of line your lips with them and then fill them in, so it's easy to throw in your purse. And this color I got in the Sephora birthday gift, and I actually really like it. So go ahead and apply whatever lip color suits your fancy, but ideally something that's easy to just throw on. Now I'm going in with my blush. I'm using the Makeup Forever M860, and I'm applying this with a Beau Gachet contour brush, and I'm just applying that all over my cheekbones. I'm now using a Hakuhodo J5522 to apply a little bit of the Balm's Merry Luminizer to my cheekbones, down the bridge and the tip of my nose, and then also to the Cupid's bow. And then an optional step would be adding a little more of a highlight with the Merry Luminizer to the inner corners of the eye. Now I'm going to go ahead and just finish that off with a setting spray. I'm using the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix 02, and then I'm also going to gel my brows in place with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. Alright, so that's the end of the makeup. Let's get on to the hair. So I'm going to go ahead and blow dry the rest of my hair because it is still a little bit damp in the back. And we're going to go ahead and just get that ready to go so we can go ahead and curl our hair and kind of have a pretty effortless curled look. Go ahead and comb your hair because you'll probably would have made a mess when you were blow drying it. So I use a wide tooth comb. My hair is naturally straight, so this doesn't take very long. Go ahead and part your hair. This will make your life easier in the long run. So now I have already added in some of this Touseline spray by Herbal Essence, and then I have a heat protectant and a root booster. So now grab some clips and a curling wand. I'm using the Nume wand in the 25mm size, and this is the magic wand, is like the style. So go ahead and pull your hair half up. This is going to make it easier. I don't have very thick hair, so I'm going to do this in 2 layers. You can do 3 if you need to. Have on a heat protectant glove, and then go ahead and start curling your hair. The way I'm going to be curling, you can see I am wrapping the hair around the wand and then holding it for only about 2 seconds. I'm using the wand at about 340 because I have thin hair. So go ahead and wrap it and be careful to then hold it the way it's basically curled and then clip it. I also take care to make sure that the hair is not getting twisted, and that's going to let the hair lie flat against the wand, and that will give us these really pretty loose curls at the end. So as you can see, now that I'm on the top of my head, I'm going to be a little more careful about what I do, and I'm always putting on the heat protectant glove because I will burn myself. And so now I will comb out each section before I go in, and as you can see, I'm wrapping it, and again, see, not letting it get all twisted as I wrap it, and then holding it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then carefully holding it before securing the clip. And I'm going to just keep doing that to my whole head. The reason I put the clips in is that's going to make the curls last the longest. I also like using curling wands rather than curling irons because I find that the wands are easier to use. So you can go ahead and just do your whole head like this. I want loose curls, so as you can see, it's about 3 sections for the top and the bottom per side, which also makes it so this only takes me about 10 minutes to do. So go ahead and then take your little clips out once you're all done, and make sure that you're pulling those straight down because you don't actually want to mess up your curls just yet. And keep pulling those down, and you want to make sure that they are cool. My hair cools pretty fast, so that wasn't a big deal. This is my favorite part too because I think it's fun. Now go ahead and spray some hairspray. I'm using the Healthy Sexy Hair. Then you're gonna make basically dinosaur hands and rake it through your hair. And as you can see, I have a couple pieces where I'll be a little more careful in kind of tousling my curls because I like that more kind of, it's curled but it's not too like Shirley Temple. So kind of mess with it, loosen the curls as you like it, and then I'm also going to pull a couple strands out and curl those alone. So I have kind of a mixture of textures. The very top of my head is going to have the most curly curls, and then the bottom is going to be loose, almost wave curls. So as you can see, I'm doing the hair and living on the edge without a glove. Don't recommend this because I burned myself. Whoops. So once you have your curls in place, you can add a little bit of a powder texturizer. I'm using the Powder Play, and then I add a little more hairspray to my hair and then kind of just tousle my curls even more. And lastly, I'm going to be taking a little bit of the Nume argan oil, rubbing that through my hands to warm it up, and then just using it in the very ends of my hair to add a little more shine. And that's the finished look. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. See you later.